Okay. All right. We are on. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Nissan Nerd Podcast. My name is Mike DeLashmutt. Of course, the man making funny faces here is Mr. Miles Hall.
Lemon face.
Today, we're going to talk about the collaboration between Nissan and potentially with Apple. We've got the development of synthetic fuel and its effects. We want to talk about the effects on the car enthusiast lifestyle. And also, we're going to be checking out things that you want to be checking out on this episode of the Nissan Nerd Podcast.
Well, hello.
Hello. How are you? I had to run and get my headphones real quick too. I had them lined up.
You're all over the place.
Yeah, I am.
Well, it's been, honestly, this week is pretty crazy week. I mean, to all my fans, all our fans, weird. All our fans just know here in Texas, it's been an interesting week for us here. We have been getting just pummeled with bad weather for about a week or so now, and it's just been pretty damn interesting. We had freezing temperatures that kind of swept really everywhere, but here in the cold really affected us here in Texas. Mike, do you get hit with anything? Any of your pipes break?
Well, we did have our pipes freeze for sure. They didn't break, but they did freeze, and I think we went about 2 days. So we didn't take that precaution to do what we should have done. You know, just a bunch of bachelors here in the house.
You didn't have a guy come and check your pipes?
No, not this season.
Not this season. I got a guy who can come and check your pipes or deliver pizzas.
He does both.
What else is the? So I don't know.
We did all right though. We kind of hunkered down. Again, water. We had electricity out for a little while. I'm sure for those of you that are watching that are not inside Texas, I'm sure you saw it on the national news level.
Snow apocalypse, as Ion mentioned it, and it's kind of been popularized term. But yeah, it's a lot of people out without water for a number of days. A lot of people without power, water, heat. Unfortunately, we thought this was just going to be something that was going to be, just a short span, but we learned a lot. Unfortunately, with this weather, our grids weren't up to snuff, and it ended up costing a lot of people a lot of damages, and unfortunately, some people their lives. So thankfully, things weren't worse than what they were. Shelves are starting to be restocked, and I think people are getting back to life. Trying to get back to normal after something so crazy. So
getting back to normal is a big thing too. It's kind of funny though, man, because I'll give you an example though. I had to make a grocery run, and it's really funny this week seeing the same people that I was fighting for like a bag of marshmallows with or something like that, yeah. And then now everything's back to normal, and we're all like giving pleasantries and smiles.
It's like it's everybody will, they'll cut you Monday through Saturday, and then on Sunday it's like, oh, peace be with you.
Peace be with you.
Asking for forgiveness, man.
Yeah, I didn't mean to shank you. I apologize. In the aisle for that bag of olives or that jar of olives or something.
I think told you we were talking about a text, and you asked me if I had everything I needed. I go, yeah. I took my my butterfly knife to the store.
I told you, I was like, you better pack some heat or something, just to be on the safe side. You never know. So, it was a little. I didn't really get involved in all that craziness. I just kind of, it's a different world we're living in, or a different world we're adapting. I mean, we're going back to normal when we're in the age of COVID, so it's not like anything's normal right now. But yeah, so I don't know. We'll just move on, and we'll continue doing the best that we can and surviving the best that we can right now in the world that we're living in. So
absolutely, man.
But I'm glad you're doing good, man.
Hey, same here, man. I'm glad that you're doing well, and we've got a lot of news to catch up with.
Dude, we got so much stuff to going on, and then there's stuff that's starting now, which I didn't think it was going to start until like the end of 2021 and 2022. And motorsports is starting to get crazy, and people are just kind of doing a lot of amazing things with Nissan and Datsun and Infiniti. And yeah, it's just so much that we got to cover. And you and I have been just kind of pinging off the news the last like week, and it's been crazy. So, but let's
really
get right
have,
down
man.
to it. Well,
Hey,
let's
first question. Yeah.
go on.
What are you drinking?
I am drinking. Let me show you. And by the way, I apologize for my camera. It's going in and out today. I'm going to get a new one. I am drinking. I figured it was fitting with the world the way it is right now. It's called Sufferfest. And it's just a Kolsch with apparently it's got bee pollen. So I figured I would enjoy all the bee pollen, before the bees are all extinct. And I forget what that tastes like. So, but
Cool.
let me crack that open. And then I've got my new fancy kitty cup.
Kitty cup.
Yeah. Oh, and it was $1.99. I don't know if you know that. So,
That's not bad. That's
H-E-B.
pretty cool, man. I guess. Did you steal that from the missus?
No, I had to knock over a little old lady at HEB, nonetheless, to steal that for $1.99.
Oh,
not
okay.
not today, Grandma, not today.
Yeah,
Sweep
yeah,
the leg,
yeah.
Johnny. Anyway, so
Yeah.
what are you rocking?
You kind of mentioned how you said just kind of almost in a way to commemorate this whole last week. You know, I say when life gives you lemons, you make a lemonade vodka out of it. You know, yeah. I got some Deep Eddy's lemonade vodka here, so I'm gonna go ahead and pour
probably
this.
going to be our first sponsor.
Hey, they are local, aren't they?
They are local.
But here's what I did, man. I'm not sure if you know this, but I'm actually a fan of brewing my own tea. Did you know this? I think every time you came to my house, I always had a pitcher of tea.
Yeah, I'm going to just tell you, you know nothing about tea. You only know about Texas sweet tea, which consists of 48% sugar, 50% water, and then the rest is tea. Yeah.
Well,
maybe more sugar.
I'm actually getting a little bit better, man. 2021 has been a sugar-free year so far.
Come on.
But we'll see.
Don't lie. Don't lie to the people at home. Don't lie to the kids watching.
But I guess what I did make, though, is essentially like an Arnold Palmer. I got some lemonade vodka and some tea here, so I figured make
Ron
the best
Palmer?
of it, you know. Is that Arnold Palmer or Ron? Yeah,
Ron
one
Palmer?
of those. Yeah.
Either way, the Palmer family is they're content with their drinks.
They'll get their dividends. Yeah.
Yeah, look at you. Oh, summer up. All
Go
right.
for it, man. Bye.
All right. So let's go right into it. I'm going to take the bull by the horns here, essentially, and talk about our first news episode. So I guess Nissan, and before I get into this, Nissan, I've been following the financial aspect, at least through the trade and everything, for a while now, stocks and stuff. And Nissan's actually doing fairly well right now. When it comes to their stock rating right now, they're doing okay. So I don't know if this has anything to do with it, but as of recently, and let me see here. Let me show you the article that kind of came out. And
is it there? Hold on, sorry.
I got you.
That's not me. There you go. I got you now, man.
So Apple apparently approached Nissan to start thinking about doing an autonomous car. Now, originally when I saw this didn't really happen a long time. I saw this a few days before this article on the Insider kind of came out, and they were talking about Nissan and Apple working together. From what I can tell and what the news is kind of giving me out there, this only happened a few days. Now, this was a post to, I think, Apple even trying to approach, I think it was Hyundai and Kia, or their sister companies, but they approached them. It wasn't going to work out for them. And I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. And then when I saw Nissan come around to it, it was, if I remember correctly, it was like a 3-day window. And then all of a sudden it broke down pretty quickly. And I started to get interested. And I'm like, well, why wouldn't Nissan approach this? It seemed like with the way Nissan's been going as of lately, the really big emphasis on the driving, all the new driving technology that we're starting to see in all the new vehicles that are coming out. I was like, seemed like it would be a nice matchup, which is probably why they got to the table and had these discussions. But apparently, they were having discussions about it, and from what I can tell, I like this article because it talked about it the best, and I'm going to read it out to you. So Apple
Sure.
approached the Japanese car maker Nissan about partnering about making an autonomous vehicle. Now, apparently, it kind of fell through. Now, the discussions between Apple and Nissan didn't really last very long, and I said 3 days, but apparently it was a little longer than that. But it would basically just turn Nissan into a downgraded hardware supplier. So yeah, so it was interesting. It doesn't give me a lot here on the proposal. Um, you know, I I was just kind of under the anticipation that it would be like this big, massive, collaborative effort between them to actually create something new and do
Yeah.
something like that. But it doesn't seem like that was the case. So Nissan said in here, I guess publicly, it's open to working with tech companies as interest in autonomous vehicles grow. But the company would have to adapt their services to our product, Nissan's product, and not vice versa. So basically,
Oh.
not going to be your bitch.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So,
It sounds like, of course, everybody knows who Apple is. It's a very large company. Nissan is also a very large company, but it sounds like Apple was looking for a sucker to kind of opt
yeah.
in with what they were going with. And obviously, I think how you said it didn't even get past the proposal phase
Maybe
of
it
this
did.
idea.
Maybe it did, but yeah, it didn't. It wasn't very good.
Yeah.
The pie chart didn't really sell it as well as they thought it was going to be. But I have a pie chart.
But I have a pie chart. It's right here. Yeah, yeah.
That's not going to work.
It seems like that Nissan knew right in the beginning. They're obviously very smart when it comes to these type of deals.
Yeah, and this is what I was kind of talking about, and this is what I was kind of poking at. God, it had to be maybe 5 or 6 episodes when we were talking about it a long time ago that Nissan's smart. I mean, they were already making these moves pre-COVID, to cut back, plan for the future, really set a path for success early on before COVID even hit. And as COVID drove through, I mean, they just continued that drive through, which is not an easy thing to do considering the world that it was changing and all the events that were happening at the time. So, maybe Apple thought that they could approach them, either as they were a tech leader, which they are, or they said, hey, they were on the ropes financially at some point. Let's go and approach them. Well, guess what? We're not gonna play that game. So I don't know if that's actually truly what happened, but I'll tell you what, I'm pretty excited that Nissan didn't take that, and it looked like they stuck to their guns on that one, and they weren't going to make the change, which is a smart move considering everything that's coming out right now and all the plans that they have for the next year. So
yeah. No, I'm happy. I'm just like you said. I'm on the same wagon with you, man. I'm glad they obviously saw the terms of whatever proposal they had, and obviously it didn't align for what they had in mind. And so, regardless of any type of leverage that Apple was trying to swing in their direction, Nissan said, "Hey, we're good on our own. Thank you."
All right. Yeah. There was some other news articles that came out. You had proposed. You brought this one up to me. There was a article about synthetic fuel.
I did. So this is sort of the opposite of electrification. I think honestly, I was
autonomous,
thinking back, autonomous and all that. I think, I want to say in the last 2 or 3 episodes, we have been really, really heavy on electrification. It's a very big topic that's happening, and it's always evolving, especially in the Nissan world, which rightfully so. We're covering it. But I did want to give some love to some developments that just happened recently that involves internal combustion engines, the good old gasoline that we use today, and everything else. So let me share my screen real quick.
Yeah.
All right. Now, don't mind who says it. It doesn't matter who said it.
Go on.
But we're talking about synthetic fuel.
We're gonna start this. This is gonna okay.
No,
I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna let you go, but you're poking the bear on this one in a lot of ways. But go on. I see where you're going.
well, and that's the big thing too, is that this is where we are. Um, this is a big topic. Obviously, we're not gonna be able to cover it all.
No,
But
no,
I think it's a lot. It's a lot of fun to think about, and
we're
it's so open ended. And maybe we'll have some
just
updates.
we're gonna visit it. We're gonna throw a rock through the window, and we're gonna run away like 5 minutes. That's pretty much how we're gonna cover this topic. But go on.
Okay. So, just to recap, scientists, I guess primarily through Porsche at the moment, at least who the interview with this article was with Yahoo, had said that they're developing a synthetic fuel that will not only reduce emissions in vehicles that use fuel, but also they claim to make it just as clean as electric EVs, which that's a pretty high dream.
That's that old chestnut. Come on.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I saw through the BS on that one, but if you shoot for the sky, you'll land on the clouds. You know, it's kind of the way I think about it.
Well, the other thing too is if you make too clean of an energy,
Yeah,
and it's too much for the people, and nobody can make a profit on it, that guy's gonna have a slip and fall. I mean, we're just gonna call it what it is. He fell in the shower. He drove off a cliff accidentally. Let's just say that people that have worked on hydrogen engines, all kinds of alternative fuel measures, met with pretty bad ends. All right. I'm not saying that there's something that could happen. I think it's just a lot of bad luck.
He fell on a bullet. I know that much.
He fell on a bullet 16 times. But go on.
All right. So anyway, just to recap this article, and we will include it in the show notes after we have this posted. But essentially, it is the term is called e-fuel. It'll work on any internal combustion engine. The testing for this will begin this year, and they're saying that this fuel is not only cleaner, but chemically it is more simple. I'll give you an example, though. The fuel we use today has between 30 and 40 components inside of it. The e-fuel that they're proposing or testing and developing has between 8 or 10 components. So I like the idea. That's really what I wanted to get into. Just to mention as well, though, they're claiming that there is no byproduct from the fuel, and they're seeing that CO2 reduction could be reduced by as much as 85%. Wow. So it's very, very ambitious.
That's a big change on the footprint. Yeah, it's ambitious.
Yeah, it's very ambitious. As a fan of internal combustion and just giving internal combustion engines their due on this podcast, I want to go ahead and just share this article. But what I was thinking was just talking about if this actually happens, what kind of effect would it have on this on the future lifestyle of automotive enthusiasts? You know, just to give you an example, though, because automakers are already saying that they're going to go full electric by the mid 2030s, and realistically, though, only 0.5% of vehicles produced today are electric. It's less than 1% by percentage that that cars are electric today. So there's a very, very big swing that they're looking to happen within the next 15 years. I'm not saying it's not possible, and if it does, I mean, I'm always down for clean energy and.
Yeah, but you got to remember, it's the demand that drives that, and I think it's the education of the product that is still lacking, and the trust factor. I think a lot of people, your first versions are always going to be the ones that are going to be the first ones that you make fun of, the first ones that are you're waiting. People are waiting for them. The naysayers are waiting for those to fail, unfortunately. Yeah. But quite honestly, a lot of it's been pretty successful. I mean, between the Prius, the Leaf, I'm just talking the import market, the Volts. I mean, they've had fairly good successes with those. But again, the technology is not explained for Joe Lunchbox, Joe Sixpack.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but it's like it's still brujeria. It's still black magic.
It's still not affordable to the masses.
So you know what's crazy is I think with Tesla they really changed the game as far as getting people interested in it. The price point's not there, so there's that point where the comfort level of people buying those, and then the cost effectiveness of picking them up is going to be at a point where people are like, okay, well. But I really think price is going to drive that, like anything else, where people are going to really get into it. We're going to see that, and it's going to happen. It's an eventuality, but it's about when it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Now, one thing I did want to kind of bring up, and you mentioned, is about the changing of fuel. Now, a lot of people are, people that talk about the green energies, and they're talking about taking um, an opportunity to make cars dual purpose. So
Okay,
basically,
yes.
you'll have an electric motor
Flex.
on an existing gas powered vehicle, and that's
Yes.
interesting too. So you have these companies that are modifying vehicles to do that, to
Yeah.
stretch out the gas, and then give you an alternative for in city driving. And it's just there's all kinds of inventions and creativity with that I think are going to have their day in the sun.
Yeah.
But eventually, you're going to have the car manufacturers gather as a whole, and they're just going to shut those dudes
Yeah.
down.
Well,
But
and that's what
we're talking 10 years, But in my opinion,
absolutely. And that's kind of what I wanted to get at too. Is that, I mean, like guys like me and you, we are the grease heads, or the what do you
the
call them? Can't
grease
even think of the right
monkeys.
word. Grease monkeys. You know what I
Got
mean?
it.
I mean, we are gonna be that minority that tinkers in the garage,
Yeah.
even though there won't be an internal combustion engine being sold. They're still around. I mean, they're in the junkyards. There are companies that's the sole purpose of their existence is to sell
Yeah.
components for the internal combustion engine. I don't think that's going to go away as quietly or as long,
Green
and I hope
energy
it
guys
doesn't.
like us, because we're obviously gas powered guys, and that's just how we
Yeah,
are right now. But if you take us
yeah,
and you clean us down and you make us eco-friendly people, which we
yeah,
are not, unfortunately, right now. But if you had a split universe and those people existed, you and I would be swapping, unfortunately, like Tesla motors or Leaf motors
yeah,
into cars. And believe it or not, that's actually a popular swap in that world right now. It's
yeah.
actually a really big deal. There's guys out there breaking quarter-mile times with Tesla motors and some of that other stuff that's out there, Leaf motors. So
There's
anyway,
a few there's a few things that you mentioned, exactly how you said. There is a growing number of enthusiasts that are tinkering with electric motors. There's a guy such as Rich Rebuilds. You ever seen him? He's the one who is actually buying Tesla cars at junkyards and
I've
either
seen them on
refurbishing
YouTube.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So that does certainly exist. And then you're talking about hybrids where it's got an electric, combustion engine, but in some cases it's a hybrid. It's sharing power with the electric motor, or it's the sole purpose of that electric combustion motor is to act as a generator for the motor. I've seen that as well.
I think I'm gonna adapt just to water injection when gas gets really bad.
Yeah,
I'm literally gonna,
no,
and I hate to say it,
it's true.
I'm gonna rock it till the very end, and I hate
Yeah,
to
me
say
too.
that I'm that guy, but I'm like,
No,
guess what? I'm gonna go pick me up like an Aquamist system or something like that, like a water injection system. I'm gonna stretch out, another 12 to 15 gallons, on
yeah.
that. And I mean, I hate
Well,
to say it, but I will
well,
be that guy,
that's
But
that's the thing. I think that's where it's that is still going to exist. I mean, the idea of flex fuels or e-fuels, I mean, that exists already. Think about E85. Someone develops 85% ethanol in gasoline, and it's affordable, and
yeah,
especially performance enthusiasts love E85.
yeah.
So, I mean, aside from supply and demand, I still think the culture or the lifestyle is still going to be there. I don't think gas stations are going to shrivel up right away. I still think they're I just hope that at least in my lifetime, gasoline is still affordable, so that I can take, however old I get to be, to drive my
Well,
300.
that's our number one fear,
Yeah,
right? And
yeah,
it's things are going to be like, but here in the states, we luckily we make our own fuel. For the most part, we get a lot of our own oil, and I
yeah,
don't know. We're doing what we said we weren't going to do. This is going to get into a long conversation. We can
yeah.
nerd out about this. This is going to be 4-hour podcast. But yes, it's a good article. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to stop because
That's fine. That's fine. And I think the main thing the main point out of it, I think, just wrapping this one up is that it is a shining light of hope for enthusiasts, saying that, you're not going to have to immediately abandon what you love so much. There are companies that will come in and prolong the life or the usage of your internal combustion engine. So at least in our lifetimes, I feel much more comfortable investing myself into that for the foreseeable future anyway. And I mean, of course, I do want to see electric motors obviously have a ton of potential as well. Hopefully I'll be able to dabble and do more into that world as well one day. So I did like what this outlook, it gives me more hope on the outlook of the things I love so much. So yes.
Since you've been so long-winded on this article, all right, we're going to do news. We got a lot of news to cover, but I'm going to make you do it. We're going to do news in 60 seconds. All right.
News in 60 seconds. Okay.
Oh, Arnold Palmer.
Yeah.
Jerry Palmer. Oh, Mike said it was a John Daly for the heavy drinker.
That's right. I wanted to get to our comments, those who are with us this evening, though. Right. A John Daly. I'm not a John Daly yet. I'd still prefer to call it an Arnold Palmer yet, but hey, I can dream. So
can work up to it.
Someone says here, yeah, dirty leaf water. I get that one. Glad you guys can be there with us. Feel free to go ahead and chime in with the comments, and we'll be happy to share y'all's comments with us related to the content. I don't know about Gabe. Gabe saying nudes. I don't know about that one, man.
Let's class it up right now. Gabe does that everywhere. He always just if you don't know him, I love him. I've known him forever. But he's just that guy that will just yell nudes, and it's like, dude, come on, it's church, dude. Come on, let's not be weird. All right, it's a PTA meeting. Let's just not make it weird for everybody. All right, news in 60 seconds. First one, Nissan Patrol. We got a Nismo model that got spotted. You got the article. Go.
I do. Let me set up my screen here for you guys. Just give me 1 second. I'm going to go here.
All right.
News in 60 seconds
and you ready?
We've got a total of 5.
No, don't even. And if they're good articles, I give you another 60 seconds. But all right,
that's right.
3. All right, you ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. So in 2022, there have been some spy shots of the 2022 Nissan Patrol Nismo edition. This was actually photos taken out in the Middle East. And they're saying that there is a facelift that the Patrol, otherwise known here in the States as the Armada, are receiving. I believe you can see some pictures here of the facelift. A lot of goodies happening. So we need to be on the lookout for receiving a Nismo edition Armada, potentially. Definitely a Patrol. We'll see about the Armada.
But it's like they're having that indicative of that grill design. It's like they're all kind of that's similar. Like the Sentra carries that pretty strong. But I mean, all of them do now. But anyway.
Absolutely, man.
All right, you got 10 seconds. Anything else you want to say on this one?
10 seconds on that one. Not so much. Obviously, it looks very much like a Nismo. You got the underlining, the body kit.
3.
I believe I saw an extra
2,
28 horses.
1. That's all you got. All right, next one.
Go with me. Next one. We're looking at a semiconductor shortage across the country for automotive manufacturers. So Nissan is not exempt from this. This shortage is affecting Nissan. Again, other manufacturers are having the same issue. For Nissan specifically, there are plants in Mississippi. That plant produces the Titan and Frontier. There is a shortage of, I guess, the material that makes semiconductors and microchips. Each truck or car that's produced, each one takes about 100 microchips to produce. So this shortage is really affecting cars. There is a scarcity of dealerships. A scarcity of these cars at dealerships. So if you are looking for a particular Nissan, have some patience. And they're saying that this supply issue may not be resolved until about the third quarter of this year at the soonest. So if we get some more updates, we'll go ahead and I'll share that with you guys.
Okay.
How's that?
Perfect.
Clean?
All right. Yeah.
All right.
You get.
Next one. We want to talk about earthquakes for just a second now. I just did a quick Google search. This is one of them. But there has been a massive amount of earthquakes in the Japan area just recently. If you look at this note here, there's been more than just this, but February 21st, 2 in 2019. February 19th. The one we want to talk about specifically was a 7.1 earthquake that happened on the 13th of this month in northeastern Japan area.
Okay.
And this does also affect Nissan and its ability to produce vehicles. Because of these earthquakes, Nissan and Nissan suppliers are having issues keeping up with demand. So there is some plants are actually being reduced in production. Some plants are actually stopping production completely. Some of these examples of parts that are being hard to find, or hard to get their hands on and to produce are, for example, suspension parts. There are, I believe, a certain minivan that they produce in Japan that is essentially being halted, just for example, because of these earthquakes. Of course, our thoughts and prayers go out to those who were affected out in Japan. You guys are our brothers, and we love you, and we hope everybody's doing okay. But again, from a news standpoint, there are two examples of shortages that are happening in the Nissan world. So as a customer, definitely have some patience. Please have some understanding, and just continue to love the brand. How's that?
All right. You're good. You went over, but I let you slide because you're talking about something important.
Yeah. Now, the next two stories, I believe you are the captain of the ship, Miles.
Whoa. Kawasaki, slow your roll.
I thought I had everything.
Yeah, you do have everything. But all right, we're going to talk about this right now. So, all right, give me the reins.
There you go. How's that?
Perfect. So I got this off of a Twitter feed, a little Twitter, and Nissan basically, from what this Twitter was telling me, and then I kind of backed it up with a few other ones that I found. This little tweets, I should say, not Twitter. By the way, he only had 4% battery life on that one. It said that over the next 5 years in the UK plant, Nissan's going to be dumping a lot of coin into their Sunderland plant. Because apparently they're going to be putting out those new models out there, which makes sense, and it kind of goes hand in hand with what we talked about with the batteries being produced out there in the UK solely now. And I brought that up on the last podcast. But you kind of see that maybe that move to the UK makes a little more sense. Obviously, they're going to supersize the Sunderland plant in a sense, and
Yes, they are.
steam up production. So
Yep.
Kudos to them. I don't know what this is going to mean just yet. I thought it was a pretty darn good article or a darn good little piece of rumor, but we'll see if it kind of comes out. It comes out with anything comes from it. Something else I wanted to kind of talk about is now recently, I don't know, but Dan Pass, who's one of our favorite people over at Nissan here in Tennessee, he always gives us the skinny on a lot of stuff. Apparently, they found a small collection of Datsun Roadsters out there. Yeah, and I was like, okay, maybe they just found them for themselves. Maybe, but the Datsun Heritage Museum, or the Nissan Heritage Museum that's out in Tennessee, got the call from what I can tell, and they found a small little gold mine of all these vehicles, and they're calling it the Datsun Roadster Rescue. Ooh. And they're tagging it, which means they're probably going to be doing some restorations, and probably we're going to start seeing that maybe on like the Nismo TV, the Nissan TV. So I'm pretty excited about seeing this in the future. But yeah, well, let's see here. You got to use the Pro 4X to get them out of there, of course.
Of course they do. That's great. No, I love that.
But yeah, let me see here.
So is this a members of the Heritage Museum. These are Nissan employees.
Oh yeah. Yeah, these are actually employees. And then I'm gonna say I love this picture because it reminded me so much of you. Because that is exactly what Mike D would do. He would use a coin op to clean the hell out of a parts car he just bought before he even decides to take it into his pristine garage. I thought it was the most hilarious thing, and that just makes sense.
I am somewhat of a nerd like that. My garage is my science lab, so I it's very I'd always make an effort to keep it as clean as possible and as sorted as possible. That's cool though. I'm glad that Nissan's doing that. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah,
The Nissan van right there. Taking the
yeah,
reins.
they really did a good job with this. As far as like, because you could tell they're definitely doing a lot of PR for it, because you
Yeah.
see all the cameras and the pod set, the tripod setup.
Yep.
So I feel like they're going to take a hell of a lot of photos of these, restore these. I'm just going to say this for anybody that's out there: if you didn't think the Roadster was expensive before, if this comes out after this, I could tell you right now, all the parts are going to shoot through the roof. So if you out there covet your little Roadster parts,
Yeah.
start hiding them somewhere. If you see a Roadster out there and you were like, I don't want to pay, the $600 to go get it. Guess what? Get off your ass, go buy it, because it's about to go. I think they're about to go dog coin. They're going to just shoot through the roof for a second. So
I would say go to Rock Auto and try to stock up as much as you can in your personal connection, and who knows, maybe you can flip it in a couple years even.
yeah. I really think this is going to be one of those cool things that we're going to see. So
I think that's
look at
really
that.
cool.
Yeah, they definitely saved these. I even messaged Dan. I was like, "Hey, about that blue one, because it's like my favorite." And he says, "No, I don't think so." So anyway,
Right.
I thought it was just something cool that I had here. I went over in 60 seconds just because I thought it
Yeah,
was
I'll
really
allow
cool.
it. I'm a fan.
So
But before we continue on here, let's go ahead and look at some comments from our friends here
yep.
regarding what we have here. So, let me see here. John Daly is a heavy drink. Q56. Gabe was saying here that our article talking about the Nissan Patrol and or the Armada is also the Q56 for Infinity. Obviously, a good catch there.
My cousin, yeah, he knows everything. So
Yeah,
when it comes to that stuff, he's the man.
yeah. Says here that Armand had said that there was an earthquake. That earthquake we mentioned also demolished one of the biggest drift circuits in Japan. I did see that article too, sir, and I saw the pictures, but the name does escape me as well. But hopefully they recover as soon as they can. Thanks for adding that to it for us. Oh, Ion has it. Yeah, the Ebisu. Ebisu?
I'm gonna
What'd you
go with
call
your
it?
second one because you actually
Yeah,
put some effort into it.
yeah, I did, didn't I?
Let's go. You didn't just
I
pull it out of your pocket. That's
Yeah,
what I was gonna say.
Ion with the save on that one because I do remember that article and that looks very familiar now. So yes,
Ibisu
uh,
circuit.
again for those who are commenting, thanks for being here. Keep it coming, and we'll go ahead and we'll be checking in with you guys
All
as we
right.
go on.
I mentioned earlier that motorsports has kind of gotten it's slowly opening back up to what we are used to.
Yep,
Now, with that being said, I'm starting to see like a lot of more of the motorsports events that are starting to come around now. I'm
yep,
super excited about it, and we have dates and a lot of stuff coming up. But the big one is NISMO actually put out their 2021 schedule, and you
yes,
got it
they
right.
did. I did, and let me make sure my
Hit me.
screen is shared with you guys. Again, this is from nismo.com. And I'll go down the line here just a second here. All right, so regarding Nismo and their announcement, they have essentially said these are the programs that we are supporting as Nismo as a company. And let's go down the list. Their main two pillars of involvements with their program are the Formula E program and the Super GT program. I think we said the same thing, Miles. I know, Miles, you're a big fan of Super GT.
I am.
I'm a growing fan of Formula E, so I'm actually looking forward to seeing a lot of these. Just for example, though, there are 4 Nissan teams inside the GT500 class, and they have 2 teams that Nissan are supporting in the GT300 class. In addition to these two, or go ahead.
And last year we kicked butt with the GT300 series.
We did.
Remember? Yeah. Took
Oh,
one.
absolutely.
First place.
Yeah.
Number one, baby. Yeah,
Now,
Nissan really put a lot of money into the 300 and the GT300 series last year, and I was really, really impressed that, I mean, it was a gamble that paid off for them really nicely. And then, I mean, this year is going to be, I think it's going to be pretty amazing, especially with how much GTR involvement that they've got going on with it.
Yeah.
So I feel like they're pulling out of the 300 going into the 500 series a little more this year, but because last year in my opinion, it was the opposite. But here we go.
Well, that's a good example. Just like I said earlier, yeah, there's four teams Nissan has partnered with in the GT500, which is more than their 300 class. So, I mean, that's the data right there. So you're absolutely right about that.
Yep.
I do see the team in pole Calsonic, your favorite.
I know why you said that. You said that because that's my favorite team.
Yeah, favorite color. That's such a long heritage with Nissan. So yeah,
it's a long livery with those guys, and yeah, awesome.
Oh yeah, and these are it's actually two teams that Nissan is sponsoring, but it's actually three cars. So if you want to get technical about it, so that's just to let you know.
The Realize Nissan Tech College is what killed it last year. They really did an amazing job. Yeah. Amazing amount of driving. For those that haven't checked it out, you can go back. You can find it all through YouTube, but I would highly recommend checking last season out. It was very, very good. So,
absolutely, man. Also, for 2022 with Nissan and motorsports activities, their Formula E program, they've actually named or essentially have a theme for each of their cars. There are two cars in Formula E. The number 22 car will be named after the Nissan Leaf, I guess giving respect to the Nissan Leaf. Meanwhile, the number 23 car is doing the same for the Nissan, the whole new model, the Ariya. Or like you say, how do you say it? Ariya. I think we're both wrong in this case.
I'm going to just wait till Ion tells us how to spell everything.
Yeah. Ion. Yeah, do that for us. There's got to be
tell us how to spell. Tell us how to live our lives. Ion.
There are new sponsors in these programs. DuPont is one of them. The existing sponsors with this partnership include Shell and a whole number of other ones. Now, these are just the teams. Nissan is actually Nissan also has an engine supply program, and it actually mentions, I think we said it here, the European Le Mans.
We're talking about series. That VK.
We're talking about the VK. Well, news, what I learned today, yes, this is a Nissan-sponsored engine program. So Nissan is way on top of that, which I'm really happy about. Other activities, you also mentioned it, Miles, the Nissan Sentra Cup. Involved. We'll get to that in a minute. We also have the Nismo Driving Academy.
Yes.
I think we've seen those. They're continuing that. That's great.
Yes, I always love that. It's great footage. It's free, and then it gets people involved. I don't know. I thought it was one of the coolest things that Nissan and Nismo ever did. Other than the Nismo Performance Academies, I absolutely love the fact that they do that, and they were an innovator. They were the first to try that, and it's still legendary. We're going to be talking about that 20 years from now. So, in my opinion.
Speaking of legendary, Nissan and Nismo are still involved with the Nismo Festival now in the 23rd year. Yeah, we've been there, right? The Fuji Speedway, the whole 2-day festival out there.
I mean, it's 2 days of porn. I mean, it's just it's amazing. Yeah. So one of these days we'll have an opportunity to go check that out and take some footage and bring it back. So, oh my God.
Absolutely. So yes, this is our update from Nismo, directly from Nismo and Nissan. Again, these are the main programs that they are supporting. There's a lot more happening with private programs, but from Nissan specifically.
This is for the official.
Yes, the official on those. Let's see what we got here.
Formula E. Yeah, we got to talk about Formula E. So I know we talked about Formula E and we mentioned it just a second ago, but I also wanted to kind of talk about. I'll take the reins. Let's see here.
No, you got it, man. I'm just supporting you with some content.
Look at you. Yeah. I hit that R1, please.
R1.
Meow. That's race number 1. And go down.
Let's see what we got here. I think I had it right here.
Oh, you're
Come
the
on.
worst. You're the worst. Anyway, while Mike brings
I thought
that
I was
up,
doing it. Yeah.
so race 1 and 2, for that matter, are going to be
Mhm.
here at the Daraya Prix. But this weekend, believe it or not, is actually the race number 1. If you want to get in and check that out, it'll be readily available. You can check it out through FIAFormulaE.com. They'll have it live for you to watch for free. But you got to get on there and check it out. Again, it's a great racing program. It is extremely competitive, and the game is definitely changing as far as like the amount of competition that's getting to it. You're starting to see the really big players get into it. But
Mhm.
again, I highly recommend checking it out. We've got an amazing, we've got the power duo. Boemi and Roland. I mean, they're just
Yep.
killers behind the wheel, and they make a great duo. They seem to play well off of each other. So,
Mhm.
again, I'm super excited. I really think we're going to take it this year as a whole. I think we got it. So I can't see why we wouldn't. But you never know. It's all in the cards and fates. So anyway, but yeah, check it out this weekend. Again, we'll put a link up it on the Facebook
Yep.
nerd page. So if you want to check that out, just go to the page. We'll have it there for you. And as other motorsports starts to come out, we'll definitely let you know too as well. And check our Facebook page for links. And we try to give you the live broadcast as we get the availability to do that.
So one thing you didn't mention, Miles, man, these are round 1 and round 2 are happening back to back,
Yeah.
26th and 27th of this weekend.
I did,
but they
mention that.
are
Yeah.
they are the first ever night races for Formula E. And
Yeah, I
night
forgot about
races are always fun. I mean, just for example, the F1 night races are amazing. This is the first time for Formula E, which is going to be a lot of fun. I'm actually hoping to go ahead and get my eyes on this, man. This maybe we should meet up, man, and watch these things.
Well, since your pipes are all broken, you haven't had anybody check your pipes. Maybe
Yeah.
I could come over and check your pipes.
Well, I just want to take a shower, man. If I could just borrow your bathroom for about 10 minutes, this.
Oh, I'll watch you take a shower.
Yeah.
What? That's weird. No, wait.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Moving on. All right. It was.
Fine.
It always happens about the 45-minute mark. We just pushing
Well,
it.
it
I blame
starts
the
to take
kitty.
effect.
So,
Yeah, that's just, and I blame the tea here. So yeah.
Moving on. All right. So yeah, again, Formula E, check it out. It's super, it's super innovative. Going to be a great event to check out. But the big thing is, you and I, not this weekend, but next weekend, we're going to go check out something with our friend Ion. We're actually going to be crashing out at his house up in Austin, since this is right in his neck of the woods. But go ahead and take it. I've never been, and this is going to be my first time going. And I didn't go last year because I didn't, for some reason, it just fell off my calendar.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
Okay.
Talk about it.
This is actually probably the most local event that we've actually been able to announce and participate in. And what we're talking about here is happening at Circuit of the Americas here in Austin, Texas. This is what's called Super Lap Battle.
Super Lap Battle.
Oh yeah, dude. Let me go to the front. Let me go to the front stream because it's actually pretty exciting on this one.
Grid Life too as well. Don't forget Grid Life. Super Lap Battle. Okay, go on.
Now this, I was able to go last year. It was my first time. It is so many things at once. The main part of it, the main attraction, obviously, is Super Lap Battle, which is a time attack. You've got multiple classes of cars, all makes, all models happening, and they are competing for cash and prizes, and the respect of amongst their peers. You know,
to some people, the respect is worth more.
Yeah, I want to say I've heard
Fast and Furious quote.
Yeah, no, I made that up.
They're racing for pinks.
Yeah.
Yeah. What?
Now, centering around these time attack heats. This is not, they don't happen, the entire time. There are heats, but in between these heats, multiple of other events are happening. There are actually cup races that happen in between these time attacks. You also have, I believe, oh man, I wish I had more for it, but there is, again, you've got some cup races. There is a car show at the center of the track. There are, I believe, an area to do some drifting. I think we're talking about grid life as well.
And then
So
they have the karting
number of
there, which is
activities.
already
Yes.
built into the track too as well. But
Right.
yeah, I mean, COTA is amazing. I absolutely love having the opportunity to go there as much as I do. And I'm going to, every time I go there, I see tons of you guys out there. We get to see all of our friends that, all of our Nissan friends that exist in all the clubs that are out of Houston, Dallas, San Antonio, Austin. I mean, if I'm leaving somebody out, I apologize, but it's just amazing. And this one is $10 pass. That's insane. So if you get an opportunity and you have the means, it's so choice, as I always say. It's so choice, as Ferris Bueller said. If you have the means, definitely go. And by the way, it's just an open invitation. Everybody could stay at Ion's house. He likes that. Yeah, he's got room, tons of room. We'll all just stay at Ion's house on his floor. We'll make sure we give out his address at the end of this segment. He likes that kind of stuff. And no, just kidding. But for real, for anybody that can make it, definitely go. We are going to be out there. We're going to try to do some live stuff while we're there. We'll see.
Yep.
So
I
maybe I'll see my hero.
Yeah.
We'll see my hero, Mike
maybe
Kojima.
We'll see Mike Kojima again. I saw him last year. He'll probably be there again, man. Yeah. That'd be a lot. That'd be a lot
God of Nissan. All right.
Oh, we're gonna have tons of action there. So for those who are interested or in the area, again, we'll do some streaming live at a Super Lap Battle. But if not, let us know. Contact us. There's messages. Maybe we can meet up with you and make some new friends.
Well,
in terms of Nissans at these events, that I can tell, this is the registration for the events. For the main classes here, we do have a Nissan GTR in contention in the Unlimited class. And then I believe I saw one other entry, which is a Nissan 370Z in the Enthusiast class. We got TRP Racing, and with Unlimited class, it is Go Turn Stop Racing. So definitely want to give those guys props. Wish them good luck at the events. And then it goes without saying, just for example, the car show, last time I went there was tons of Nissan's Skylines in particular. There was a huge Skyline group that went ahead and they definitely represented there. And same goes for the drifting. I mean, obviously you got 240 SXs and 350Zs for days.
It's going to be an amazing. It's going to be an amazing event. I mean, I saw the photos from last year. I'm super excited. This will be my first one making it out there. So I'm super excited about like stuff like this. I used to only see stuff like this like on the East Coast, West Coast, I should say, and occasionally like it, we'd see it at Florida or something like that. But yeah, it's nice that these are finally making their way here to Texas, and the support is there. So I hope we see other stuff like this kind of come around and make its way to COTA. So yeah.
Absolutely, Miles, man. I'm glad. I'm looking forward to it.
We get to do it together. Yeah, we'll do a little road trip and hang out. So
it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm definitely looking forward to it, man. And for those of you here with us, again, if you're in the area, come on out and join us. We'll have a great time.
Yeah. We also got one more thing to go into motorsports.
This is yours. Yep.
The Sentra Cup Series comes up here. We've talked about this for a while, but we've been kind of since we heard that it was going to go down. We started getting the dates as of recently. So May is when we're going to see that go down. So these are all races that are crammed in a short amount of time together. Really not as short as we originally thought, but again, the first one's kicking off in May. We are going to try to cover that as much as possible. I don't know. This is all in Canada, and Mike still can't get out of the country for legal reasons. We're going to do our best. If we can make it out, we definitely will. If we'll make one of these, we'll try. but we're definitely going to try to cover it for all of our Sentra fans out there. I'm super excited about it. I really think this is going to be something that's going to take on a lot of momentum, and maybe it'll keep going on for longer than this. So yeah.
Absolutely, man. I'm looking forward to it.
All right.
All right.
Any other events that we got going on? I know we're talking a lot heavy on motorsports, but we got some stuff coming up this that's probably not far off the calendar that we probably need to mention too as well, like we always do.
Talking about events.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Now, I did check our inboxes and just look for updates. Of course, just like the interaction we look forward to with you guys in the comments, we're always looking for those of you to have any information regarding Nissan, Infiniti, Datsun related festivals in your area. I want to go ahead and invite anybody. If any of these are actually happening in your part of the country, let us know, and we want to share it with all our listeners, and anything that we can do to help boost interaction and even the participation in your event. That's what we're here for. We're here to do it for you. That being said, for this podcast episode here, we've got the same three festivals going down this year. Registration for all three of these events are open. You can go to their websites, and I'll mention them here. Starting first in May from the 20th through the 23rd. If you are in the North Carolina area, you want to look out for Z Days. I believe they're in their 18th year. Very, very long tradition, long tenured events happening. zdays.com will tell you more about it. And again, we love those guys. I know, Miles, each of us, we've gone at our own times throughout the years. So that's a good one to go to. I definitely encourage it. Next up will be happening June 2nd through the 6th in Branson, Missouri, and that is Branson Z Fest. This also has been happening for a long, long time. I forget the number of years, my apologies, but I know it's definitely close to around the 10 years, if not maybe a little more than that. But BransonZFest.org is where you want to go to get details about the events that are happening. All these events include a variety very similar to car shows, some sort of motorsport event. Again, people are coming over. These are like family reunions for a lot of people who go out to these things. So just a lot of community type events between enthusiasts are happening. The last one happening here, we have the 34th annual Z Convention, otherwise known as ZCon. That's happening in Colorado Springs this year, Colorado, August 16th through the 21st. And if you want to look for more on that, zcon.org. Miles, I know I'm going. I think we knew same thing, similar to Track Battle here. We're going to be convoying up to Colorado this year.
We are taking the convoy and we're going. A couple things that we wanted to bring up here. Amon mentioned that Nora 1000 in Mexico is going down.
Well, by Old School D21. He's really big on the Nissan hard bodies. I believe he came in that last episode and was talking a lot about the Chuck Norris.
Oh yeah. If you want to be if you want to get in the know, you should check him out on Facebook, man. He always has a bunch of amazing things and cool vintage photos. So I love always just looking through his stream stuff. I mean, he's got amazing vintage photos that I never would have found without looking through that stuff. So just wanted to give a shout out on that. But we got other stuff to kind of go over. We're getting close on time, but I wanted to go over a couple more things. I gotta fix this camera. All right. So things to check out. I wanted to kind of show you, and you know, I stream a lot online, a lot of late nights looking through a lot of videos and footage, just always trying to find something Nissan related. Now, this I wanted to bring up. This is rather old, but it's still on YouTube. But we're talking about Formula E so much that this is actually a really good kind of documentary movie that came out a few years back. And it really kind of talks about the business and kind of how Formula E started. Now, I'm going to go and just run through all of it. But it's great narration, great conversation, great discussion about everything that's in here. A lot of footage, a lot of good, really early footage. in regards to this. So again, I would check that out if you get a chance to kind of run through that. Again, that is how it all began, the story of Formula E, the business of Formula E as well. So just wanted to throw that out there for anybody checking it out. Now, the next thing that I noticed, again, another late night search. I was up late at night, and I look through a lot of weird things at night, a lot of search boxes, and I click, and I found this. Now,
War Boys. Okay.
Now I've I've perused. I've been to Burning Man. I've been to a lot of this crazy stuff. Now, out of Burning Man,
that explains a lot, Miles. Now I know you so much more.
So Burning Man's is a huge event that goes on in the desert. I'm not going to go too much into it, but out of that birth, their Thunderdome. There's an actual Thunderdome in Burning Man that basically pits people, husbands and wives against each other's, girlfriends, boyfriends, whatever. They pit them against each other, and they just have an all-out battle, and it's pretty funny. And a lot of good times are being held in there. And so there's this like whole evolution of people that kind of, we call it camp. They kind of camp with that, and then they evolve from there. But out of that, they came up with their own event called Wasteland Weekend. It's where they take these vehicles and kind of Mad Max them in a sense. And if you get a chance, you could check out a lot of the videos from the last few years on YouTube. But the one that struck me and that interests me the most is what you see here. And tell me what you can see in there that would strike your interest.
No, I'm looking at the whole front end there, man. I had to say that's a 300ZX.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is. That's a 300ZX right there, buddy.
Oh my God.
And that's it.
It's Mad Max style 300ZX. Z32. I see the doors are gone.
Oh yeah. Right? Somebody put some NASCAR bars in there.
Yeah. That's cool though, man. That's actually pretty fun. I mean, let's just admit it, man. Not all 300ZX find their way into some owner's museum. But hey, it's very. I'm a fan of Rat Rod. I am. I've got my Datsun that's full of rust, character, as I like to say it. But this is along the same routes, man. It's very punk rock.
Yeah.
Have fun with it.
And I think I found my outfit. If we're gonna go, I
mean, which one? With the torch or the mask?
I'm gonna go ahead and just say this is my guy right here. This that's it. I can't see it really that.
I'll be like the guy from Fury Road where he has all those strings attached to him as he's playing guitar. That's actually a flamethrower,
I mean, come on. That's the surfboard in the back. I mean, that's kind of where I'm at too some days,
And you said are they literally running? How far are they driving these cars?
They kind of take them from what I can, and I've watched the documentary, and I actually have a friend that's been to a few of these, and basically it's just a little 3-day. They kind of just get out there, have a good time, show off art cars. A lot of games that are played, and I could nerd out about this too as well. There's if you know who Rutger Hauer is?
No.
Okay. Well, Rutger Hauer is a famous sci-fi movie star. You would know him if you saw him.
Okay.
Anyway, he did a movie a long time ago where they basically it's kind of like lacrosse, but extremely violent. And they made a movie years ago about it. And I have the documentary. I'll leave it alone. But they play that out there. It's just a bunch of really weird, odd things that they do out there that are kind of fun and themed to that type of event. But the cool thing is that I saw here that I liked was the fact that there was a Nissan that I caught on the front of it. And I was just like, there's no way. And this was like a 4 a.m. catch, through I was searching. So
this is a type of event. I mean, I know you've mentioned Burning Man to me in the past, and part of me, just because it's how long? It's like a 7-day event, right? It's like 6.
10 days total if you really want to get into the full thing, the before and the after. But 7 days is for the norm. Yeah.
And that doesn't include all the LSD and S&M that you're going to encounter. Well,
I'm going to tell you right now, while you're on all that stuff, it becomes you're there for a month. So just kidding.
It reminds me of Stewie, whose eyes are just dilated. I'll trade my shirt. I'll trade my shirt for a grilled cheese. but the reason why I mentioned that though is that this event, like you just showed, that is an event that that's Burning Man-esque or apocalyptic in general, and that I could get behind. That sounds like some fun. Stock up on the suntan lotion, but have some fun, you know.
Yeah. So that was everything that I had for things to check out right now. We'll have some other stuff for you a little bit later on as I go back into dumpster diving on the internet. So I'll let you know as I kind of continue to move forward with everything. Anything that we left out? Anything that we got to go? We're right at an hour on this one. So.
We're right at an hour. Yeah. Looking at the short list that we made, I think we've covered everything for this.
Jesus Christ.
For this week. It's been a again, I'm surprised we've been able to cover this quickly.
It's because we're professionals. If anything, we are professional.
Hey, it's a true sign. Yeah, I'll take that. Yeah. Well, and then there's just been so much content, man. Again, we were supposed to get together last week, but of course not to be. But this time around, oh my God, we knocked it out in about an hour, so we're looking pretty good.
And it's all about getting this done as quickly as we can with the least amount of quality. I mean, that's really what it's about. I'm just kidding. But no, thanks again to everybody for kind of chiming in, listening to us rant as we always do, nerding out. We've got quite a bit of stuff we got to put out. Then we got another live broadcast. We'll be coming to you live again from Super Lap Battle this next week. Coming to you live from Ion's house. We'll make sure to give out all his personal information.
Yeah,
personal information. We'll make sure to give you the insides of his house, all his valuables, so you can see all that.
Combination to the safe.
Combination to the safe, all where he his a list of his fears. Thanks again for everybody for chiming in tonight. Thanks again. Yeah, we survived. We can't kill us. We're like cockroaches. So, but I want to thank everybody. We'll see till next time. I think it's going to be a wrap, Mike.
Let's go ahead and knock us out here, man. Again, one last thing, info@nissannerd.com. Find us, nissannerd.com. You'll find everything related for us. If you need to find, again, these podcasts get recorded. You can find them as video through our YouTube channel. You can also find them as audio versions through every major podcast network you can find. Feel free to tell your friends about us, share us. Again, that's how we grow. And for those who are here with us, thank you for helping us grow. And hopefully this becomes a bigger and bigger thing for all of us. But until then, Miles, I'm going to say it here. Kanpai!
What are you still here for?
I thought I hung up on you, man.
Well, I thought, hey, so are we going to fix your pipes or what's going on here?
I think my pipes are good for now, man. We'll be good.
Sure, you don't want me to get in there? I can.
No,
hey, look at that right there. That's about
that's
4 inches across. You sure?
I'm more than sure. I appreciate your concern and you're wanting to reach out for me, man, but no thank you.
Look, I can get it in this cup. In this cup.
I'm going to call PETA on your ass, man.
Okay, you can get in there. That could be you. That could be you. It could be us. But you want to play games?
Nah, man, I'm good. I'm good, bro. All right, everybody. Thanks so much. Peace. Next time.